Welcome, everybody, and welcome to What About Your Story Saturdays. My name is Kai Hayes, and every other Saturdays, I will be interviewing a powerful mentor or leader about their stories of success. Today, I will be interviewed by my forthcoming book, Lion at Heart. And Alicia, the founder of the bestseller In Weekend and the book funnel, who supports business and thought leaders to write books, will be interviewing me about my book and my story. So I'm excited to get started. Welcome, Alicia.
Thank you so much, Kai. Yes, today we are turning the tables and I'm going to interview you about your story. So we'll begin. Kai, what about your story?
What about my story? It all began from the Philippines. Youngest of the four siblings, I lived a life of poverty. At the age 25, I was summoned to take care of my two parents and two grandparents. At the age of 33, I became a single mom only after being married for 3 years because having three people in the relationship was a bit crowded. But it's okay. I was blessed with my one and only son. He then became my inspiration. And by the grace of God, I broke the chain of poverty in the family. So fast forward, I became a corporate executive, very successful at what I did. I was even blessed more. I accelerated to running and owning my own Asian telecommunications company where I actually found financial freedom. So Kai Hayes created a lifestyle for my family. I was 34 and life was good. Recession came. I was invincible. However, after about 5 years, I found myself remarried to a wonderful man where me and my son migrated to the United States. I turned my back away from my families. It was tough. Also, I sold my company. But guess what? With a new life in the US, I found myself as a business banker. However, I didn't work for a long time, only after 3 years because, again, I was blessed with this magical business platform. You see, I believe that amongst the three important things in life, love, success, wealth, I chose love. Because where there is love, I believe there is success and wealth. And so I did. Right now, I actually achieved financial freedom again because just after working my business platform for about 4 years, I was very successful. I created my retirement income and I worked for another 5 years. It was tough. Luckily, last November, I was also able to retire my husband. It was remarkable. I was so passionate about that, to work hard because we were taught how to dig the well before we get thirsty. And that's the reason why I'm so passionate to share this information with every people that I meet, to share this business platform because we all need to have a plan B and we all need to learn how to dig the well before getting thirsty.
I love that. Dig the well before getting thirsty. And you shared a lot in those few minutes in terms of your story. I mean, when we share a story, sometimes it could be a series of highlight reels. And what I loved about your story, even though we're just kind of scratching the surface, is you did share some of the peaks and valleys of your story. And so which leads us to the next question is, why did you decide to go deep and share your story by writing a book, which is called Lion at Heart? Why did you decide not just to highlight, but go in and out and really share your story in a book?
It's been 4 years since I've been contemplating to write this book, but I've been trying to avoid it because of the fear, getting out of your comfort zone. But my thoughts never left me. And the reason also why I stalled that is the nature of my job didn't allow me to write a book. It was the time is really the biggest challenge for me. But one day I found the courage because I told myself, hey, Kai, why don't you just, there's a lot of brilliant people who will be able to help you write your book. And so that's the reason why you and I have met, and it was powerful. I owe it to myself. The reason why I decided to write my book is because when I had privilege to speak in front of many people, I realized that I had a powerful story to be told. I have that powerful story to share to everyone because I see that the world is wounded and we are all patching holes in our lives. And what if we are called to be shepherds, to be able to serve as friends for them, as a companion for them, or even just as a listener to them. And that's one thing I realized, that sharing this book is also a gift to others, because I received this gift. If I keep it to myself, then I'm not doing anything that is priceless. I need to leave a mark on earth and somehow to empower invisible people. And I've spoken to you about invisible people. They are the poor ones, just like I was before, and orphans, the elderlies, the people who are alone or just feeling alone because they are suffering with depression and anxiety. If we allow them or to empower them that they are not alone in this world, that some people are also experiencing the same feelings that they have been experiencing. If we come together and lock arms together, that you are not alone, we could make this world a better place. This book is about empowering people to be heard. We needed to be seen. We needed to be felt, and that is my core mission and goal for my book.
And the courage, to have the courage to move forward. Specifically, what are some of the topics that you're covering in your book?
Some of my topics in my book is actually finding courage to thrive, because most people are just settling for less, survival. Here, how are you? And then they would say, here, just barely surviving. And so, when I hear that, and I feel sad, because I had the choice a few years back to also survive, but seeing my 5 mouths to feed during that time, I felt like I'm even more empowered to thrive, because I think it's just a matter of finding that resource and believing in yourself and finding that courage. And how do you find that courage? I believe I found my courage from those people that depends on me. My father, my mother, my grandfather, my grandmother, and especially my son, who was my biggest inspiration. And each of us have its own unique stories. One of the chapters of my book is actually correcting the errors of the past. Say we had a bad life. Well, we can correct all the errors of the past and make it good. By reading this book, I believe I can potentially create that direction as inspire individuals to kind of like find those courage and find their own greatness. Because Alicia, one of the chapters in my book as well is we are the author of our own lives. For me, we drive our own life. Whatever we put in, that's going to be our story. I know for a fact that there are many, many remarkable stories out there still unheard. And so that's the reason why maybe I will empower one of them, some of them, to also write their books so that we can touch many people's lives.
I love that. And that's the next question. Tell us why it's important for everyone to share their stories.
Because each and every one of us are uniquely created by God. We're all children of the universe. Stories are inspiring. Stories move mountains. Each of us has its own remarkable, valuable stories that we can share to the world, hoping that we can touch one person at a time. It is important for us to accept who we are and what our stories, what life we live in. You see, I came from poverty and I cannot change that. And I'm very proud. And in fact, I would not exchange that for anything else, because those hardships in life are the ones that actually gave me courage, gave me the strength to face life and to get rid of all the obstacles and to break those barriers in front of me. My experience created me, made me who I am today. So that's what it meant to be. By stories are very, very important, and it's so powerful. I would encourage each and everyone to share those remarkable stories that they have, good or bad, because if you are passionate about who you are, and I believe you will touch many people's lives, and you will be surprised that they will accept you for who you are.
That's fantastic. And I think it's one of the reasons you started this Facebook Live. What about your story? So any final words for people who are watching today about the power of stories?
Yes, for me, I just wanted to tell them, go as far in life as God and life allows us. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.